October the 2nd, 2022. Diary entry number 2. Not long ago, I watched a video, or rather an episode of a show, where the main character, he he has a strong sense of justice and then always tries to do what is right because his family principle is never compromise your principles and never do something that would in any way um, harm those principles and harm own your own conviction of these. And so this young guy is probably like in high school. In the episode I watched, he punched one of his classmates who was bullying a little kid, and that classmate was the son of a company's boss, of a like big head in a company. And the person who punched him, the main character, his dad was right beneath the boss of the company. So he was his employee, right? And so the kid shows up and he punches him, and then the director of the school invites both of them to come to his like office and punish the kid who has a strong sense of justice, who just punched the director's and boss's son. And so both of their dads come, and then the boss is like, okay, well, we have this situation here, what are we gonna do? Your son kind of disrespected me, my name, and my son, and so what are we gonna do? And the dad of the main character, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, this will not happen again. We'll do everything like in our power to make our son understand. And so the boss is like, you know what, it's okay, I just want your son to get on his knees and like basically beg for forgiveness in front of my son. And then the main character looks at him and slowly but surely says that he's not sorry for what he did. He protected one of his classmates, and in this whole thing he like had to punch his comrade, or like his other classmate, in order to make him stop bullying. And so he said he's not sorry for what he did. Maybe it was wrong using force and violence, but at the same time he saved another classmate, and for that and for upholding the peace or being just, he cannot say sorry. And so in the end, the dad got fired, or the dad rather resigned, and the son wasn't punished by his dad, but rather was punished by the school. And turns out that afterwards, the dad and the main character have a dinner together where they talk about this. And the dad says how proud he is of his son, what a good son he has become, that he stands up for his principles, even in the face of danger of him being expelled, or even in the face of destroying his future academic like way and path. And he says, or I rather think that staying strong to your principles really shows your character and shows in the end what you're made of. Because when everything comes down, when the whole world is turned against you, what you do then shows who you truly are. And it's very funny. There's this Bible story where Peter, I guess everyone knows this, where Peter says he doesn't know the Christ and denies him 3 times. And I guess it's kind of like the same sense, just that when it came down to it, Peter, unlike the main character of the episode, couldn't do what is right and couldn't stay true to his principles. And he denied the Christ, and the character in the episode rather accepted his principles and stayed true to them. And I think being loyal to anything in general, to your friends, to your family, to being loyal to your girlfriend or boyfriend, and doing what is right, even in those moments when it's hard, when maybe you just don't know what to do. Exactly in those moments, you show what kind of man you are, and you show who you truly want to be. But even in those moments, and even if you do the wrong choice and do the wrong thing, it's not the end. It just shows you who you are right now. That doesn't mean you cannot change in the future, and it doesn't mean you haven't changed yet. Both is possible, and I think that we should all try. I I rather, to be honest, I can rather admire someone who stays true to his principles, even if they're wrong, even if I don't agree with them, rather than someone who switches and changes depending on the situation. Because I know that if I oppose that person, he's gonna change and turn the other way around. But if I know there's principles of another guy who will stay true to them, I don't know, like manage around them, I guess. So I really respect that, and I guess I think we should all try to choose the right principles and the right rules of life, and then stay true to them and give our best to always try to uphold them. Um, Now, the choice of the correct principle is your own. You can choose whatever. You can think in any way. Rather, you want them to be more life certain, or like in a philosophical way. Maybe you want to always be in a good academic state, or always give your best for your studies. You can choose whatever, but after you've chosen them, staying true to them, and then giving your really your best is, I think, the most important. So I hope in this journey of finding your principles first, then laying them down or laying them out and following them for the rest of your life is a true journey, and something that everyone must take and must do at some point, even if it's a hassle, even if it's hard. Um, Someone who's found out his code to live by is someone who, I guess, has more purpose and more discipline in his life. And I hope we can all do that. And I will try my best to stay true to my principles. And from this day on, I will do my best to never compromise myself and never compromise my principles.